Hey, John.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
Man, I am doing great. I'm kind of in a wistful, reminiscing kind of a mode today.
Oh, what are you reminiscing about?
Well, I flew home from Virginia today and I flew through O'Hare, Chicago, and I
Oh, yes.
realized I was wearing my SharePoint Fest Chicago shirt and I was wearing my Blackhawks hat. So I kind of, we were there in December for SharePoint Fest and, had a great time. And for some reason, they decided to invite us back. So we're actually going to SharePoint Fest. So
Yeah.
I was in Chicago where we were at SharePoint Fest, and now we're getting ready to go to SharePoint Fest again in DC coming
It's
up
a
here.
surprise you made your connecting flight. You didn't get off.
I thought about it, but none of the great people from SharePoint Fest were there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The locals maybe, but they're harder
Yeah,
to find when there's not a conference, dude. So
it's
I
true.
figured
It's true.
better not to do that. So, you know, we're going to be at SharePoint Fest, and we were asked by the great folks at SharePoint Fest to put together a little tease videos, so to speak, about what we're going to do with our full day pre-con on business intelligence. And we just finished recording our podcast Bifocal, and figured why not go ahead and just roll into it just for a minute. And John, why don't you tell the good folks some of the cool stuff that we're bringing? Because we've done a BI workshop in DC before,
Well,
but this year we're bringing
oh,
some new stuff with us.
we are. It's the same title, but basically things have changed since last year. So there's a whole lot of new content. The workshop is everything you wanted to know about Power BI, but we're afraid to ask. And what's in it? Exactly what it says. And you could come into this session, not know anything about Power BI, and hopefully you'll come away understanding how it works so you're armed with the capability of going out there and being a Power BI rock star. We've done this session before. We focus on different areas. This year, I think we're going to put a significant amount of emphasis on SharePoint, on using SharePoint as a platform, but also reporting on SharePoint data, because I don't think that's a well enough covered area.
No, I agree with you. There's a lot of stuff that people have been using SharePoint for years as a dashboard and as data sources for other reporting tools and using reporting services and things like that. But now it's a very different world, and there are all sorts of great things around Power BI that are both cloud-based and on-prem that we're going to come talking about. And we're going to look at some of the cool stuff that you can do with SharePoint, not only on the IT Pro side of what do you configure. That we
Yeah,
love, but how do you take and go home and actually use this stuff in an environment that you already have and start to really become a rock star leveraging Power BI and your existing SharePoint environment?
exactly. If you've got SharePoint on premises, if you've got SharePoint in the cloud, I don't care. I'm going to be able to show you exactly what's going on or what you want to do with what tools, when, where,
And I'm going to
everything's
carry
possible.
his bag, so it's going to be really impressive. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to spend a lot of time in the Power BI desktop space with you and show you some of the really cool stuff that you can do there. We'll make sure that it's not just the expert level stuff, but how do you like? We'll do a grow up story for you so that you get a good understanding of the baseline and how to go and do some really cool stuff by the time you are done. And we'll be there all week as well, which is going to be a lot of fun because DC in the spring is beautiful.
It is.
So you can use the code. We're just going to give you one because John's last name is a little bit easier to spell than mine. White DC 100. It should be there at the bottom of the screen, as well as the dates and URL to the site and everything. So be there or be
Get registered.
sad.
Yeah,
So
get registered. Yeah,
there you go.
definitely. We no excuses for not knowing the answers to these questions after this conference.
There you go. And John, we also have other sessions at the show, but we're focusing a lot of energy
That's
right now on this workshop. So looking forward to seeing all you folks there in DC.
It shall be a blast.
All right, take it easy, bud.
Music by the podcast is Indie Rock by Scott Holmes and shared